So that's why I reckon the bartender will consistently go there. He's like, hey, there's every chance I get an extra $5 here or there, and I'm making an extra $40, $50 out of the night.
It's not a bad idea.
I think it was a good move. Having said that, I would never do that. Not that I'm tight with money. This same guy, like, he's the same person that I once saw go to a casino and put like $1,000 down on black in roulette, and him lose immediately and just shrug his shoulders. And at the time, I really wanted a PS4. I'm like, you could have just given that to me. I could have bought a PlayStation 4. And instead you lost it in 2 seconds. What's wrong with you?
Either his money bags or not good with his money, Damien. There's two ways of thinking about it.
Yeah.
And look, what was he going to gain from giving you a PS4 there, Damien? What he gained out of that 2-second transaction was, oh well, it was an excitement for that 2 seconds.
Surely my happiness is better than 2 seconds of feeling, oh well. Surely, Marcus.
I would look onto the sort of tipping side of things. I think there's like a cafe I go to. We'll go for a walk and grab a coffee, and we've got like a little stamp card for you to get your loyalty. Get a free coffee after however long. And I pay card every time, but every time I give the loyalty card, she gives like an extra little stamp on the loyalty thing. So she goes like, if we get 2 coffees, she gives us 3 stamps. And I'm like, this is a situation where I would like to tip, but I can't tip because I'm paying card, and that sort of makes it a little bit harder. Like I'd almost like, I want to sort of reward her. If I give her $1 or something like that, or $2, or let's just say, that's still like half the cost of the coffee. And, I think that would be a fair thing to do, but it's sort of a little bit difficult in cashless society.
Normally cafes have like a little tip jar, I'm assuming. If you've got some coins, Tom, when you go to the coffee shop the next time, just pay by card.
Just offload all my poo change.
Yeah, just here you go. This is for you. Yeah.
Well, speaking on tipping, you guys have obviously been to the States and stuff. Were there any situations where you stuffed up a tip or you received bad service because you gave the wrong tip? Did you ever encounter anything like that?
I think when we went, we were pretty sort of, because we would often eat as a group as well, we were pretty like trying to make tipping taken care of. Yeah. And I think especially when you are in a group, like there was 6 of us, that's basically like when a waiter serves a group of 6, it's like, we're taking care of you. It's not like it's just 2 people and that's easy. It's like, I had a table of 6, so they'd expect like a 20% tip minimum. You know what I mean? So, and I mean, it's always sort of like foreign to anyone traveling, but it's something I guess you have to be aware of in most places.
There was one of the very first transactions we had over there. The woman that served us, the lady that served us, said, you don't have to tip anybody. Like she flat out said, you don't have to tip. But then she goes, if they give you bad service, don't tip them. I said, yeah, but what's good service? Right. What's good service? And then I realized we went to some place that was sort of fancy, and that's where I saw good service. That's where I saw the Coke glass was always filled up. He always just came around. He never came and bugged us. How are you eating and all that? He'd slide in, like he knew when your meal was done, he'd just slide in and say, how was everything? As opposed to your mid like spoonful, which a lot of people do. Oh, how is everything? Like, motherfucker, I'm eating right now.
Mid-chomp right now.
I saw what good service was, and I'm like, I want to appreciate that service. And he got a good tip, that guy.
He was a skilled waiter by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
My only experience with tipping in a foreign country is Japan. I don't know if I've spoken about this on the podcast before. Can't remember. But I would say in that country, you cannot tip in Japan, because every time I tried to give them extra money, I would always be chased down by a server as I left the restaurant to be like, you forgot this. I'm like, no, it's for you. And every time they would say, we cannot accept this. I'm like, all right, well, I can't even give them money. I can't give them free money.
Culturally, they don't like the confrontation. Even if it is a positive confrontation, they're just like, no, we cannot.
Man, like in one situation, my cousin who came with me with his girlfriend to Japan with everybody else, he went to a restaurant and I think he left like an additional like $2 or something, right? Just because he had a full note and couldn't break it. He went home, went back to his hotel. The next day, he got a call from the front office. And he came down, was like, what's going on? And the receptionist at the hotel was like, so the waiter from the restaurant you went to last night saw that you forgot $2 at the restaurant. He caught a train over and dropped it off and returned the $2 to you. So he caught a train to come and return the money. So it's like, it's a complete opposite of, I don't know, anti-tipping, I guess.
That's anti-tipping, yeah.
He got mugged on the way home as well, but as long as that $2 got back, it's like the honor is everything.
And the weird thing is the muggers understood. They're like, okay, we won't take the $2. We respect that. We'll take everything else you have.
We respect your service that you're giving to this man, but we don't respect you. Give us all your money.
The
And
dollar
your
is
shoes.
not mine. Yeah, and your shoes. Did you guys get a donation dollar in the mail while we're on speaking of dollars?
What? No.
There was a dollar. There was basically a coin that the Australian government has minted, and it's called the donation dollar. And it's supposedly it's supposed to be, if you ever get that dollar, like through like a transaction or whatever, you're supposed to be encouraged to donate it to someone, to be like, oh, cool, I'll use it as a tip or something like that. So it's basically forcing people to donate it.
So, Tom, what you're saying is the government feel like you're a charity case. They've given you this donation. Is that right?
I've got the coin. I don't know where it came from. Let me get it. You guys riff for a bit.
Yeah,
I would say, look, I would say, Tom, if you are getting this donation coin, seeing as this podcast has never been in the green, you should just give that donation dollar to me or Marcus, because
I feel like
we've been
that's right.
hemorrhaging money.
Yeah, hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
Look, I that's probably why I got it. The government realized that like I do all the work and editing, and so they're just like, but that's the donation dollar. It came on a little card.
Oh, wow.
It's got a blue circle in the middle, and it says, "This is more than $1. It's the chance to help change a life for the better. Donate it to a cause, a charity, or simply those in need." So, thank you, Australian.
Do you know what's
government.
definitely
I
happened?
appreciate it.
Because I've mentioned on the podcast those two little turd kids I saw going around looking at people's letterboxes. They've probably seen the donation dollar and just robbed the street blind and made $100 by going down one street. That's probably what's happened.
What a grift! What an absolute grift! That's a genius idea.
They didn't think that through, did they?
No, they definitely didn't.
In fact, you know what, you guys? I'll be back in 5 minutes. I'm just going to go make some quick cash. So I'll see you guys soon and keep the podcast going.
Duck on by every letterbox I can. So let's wrap it up then for the for doing the dishes here. Do you think there's what do you think we should say to them?
I feel like, look, you did the right thing in terms of you explained we're going to tip at the end of the night, and then this guy was a jerk. It's probably just not the bar for you. Like, look, we're not American, so we don't know the tipping culture as much. I remember when we went to the bar, Tom, and we tipped. Like, do we tip after every drink? I'm like, well, he doesn't know if we're coming back or not, so that's possibly why you would tip after every drink. And I get that, but I don't like the tipping culture necessarily. And I think what you were going to do, tipping at the end, was perfectly fine. And his reaction to you is a jerk. So
I think it's hard because it's expected, but there's also a lot of like not talked about. So it's like if you're not having the discussion, how are you supposed to know what the expectation is? It's like an unspoken rule. So this person had put it on Front Street to say like, yeah, they're going to tip at the end. But his reaction as like a customer service person wasn't really the best, I got to say.
Yeah.
Damien's
just nodding in agreement.
I think you guys nailed it. And I think the problem with the server was he was expecting the money and he wasn't being like... He was expecting it first and being a server second, which is never the way to be. You should just do your job, and if you're doing a good job, you will get the money. And because of that, he shot himself in the foot. So he only really has himself to blame.
Yep. Yeah, he sort of got greedy, and he was just like, "Oh, if this tip is not going to come, I'm gonna like go all in, and then sorry, you lost. It's out."
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's leave it there then for doing the dishes. Now, Damien, do you want to go next to this one?
I do, but guys, I did not bring a question in. I brought in a new segment because, you know, I figure we're all had at giving advice now, so I thought, why not change it up a bit? But I will answer your question, Tom. Vacuuming is probably the job that I actually really enjoy doing. Chuck on a podcast, just kind of that nice, you know, the nice back and forth of the vacuum. It's kind of relaxing, you know.
I get it. I get it.
All right, so I guess I might as well set this segment up before we get into the meat of it. So this segment is called Pole Position, and I will explain why. So at the questionnaires, we're all about stupid questions, but other than the advice we give, we've never really delved into stupid answers. So I figured, why not make a segment of this? And so I'm going to be presenting you guys with a smorgasbord of silly survey results from around the world. Now, this segment is not a game for Tom's sake, but I will be presenting the surveys to you in multi-choice form, and you two will have to work together to work out which option is the real survey result. Make sense?
Yeah,
Marcus, that means we're on the same team. So I will.
Yeah, we're on the same.
You get to feel what it feels like to lose. Still, we will lose as a team.
I thought we're not competing, but we're all going to answer the questions or whatever it was. I'm like, so if I win, Tom's just like, it's just like another fucking game. And if Tom wins, he's technically not won a game yet. Still, so
it's true. Doesn't count.
You win for me.
Marcus, you are the prisoner, and Tom is the weight attached to your ankle, just holding you back.
I am.
He's the shackles.
But so before we get into the segment, I just want to give a shout out to our finest knight, Survey, who compiled all these survey results for us. So shout outs to Survey. Appreciate that.
I bow down to you, Survey.
Of course. And
hold on. No, nobody bows down to us.
Bend
Tom,
the
right?
knee.
We don't bow to other people. They bow to us. Of
Yeah,
course.
bend the knee, Survey.
And what good is a new segment without a theme song? So, boys, let's get into pole position. Let's do it.
You have but one mission to assume the pole position. Pole position. Pole position. No need to ask a position. Get in the pole position.
All right, it is pole position time.
I feel like I'm in like in a Berlin club, like underground, like just like with disco lights going.
I just took my shirt off.
I can see Tom's nipples. Oh, mate, Tom's got tassels.
Yeah. Tom's rocking a glowing pacifier right now as well. He's got a full rave. I actually collabed with the Royal DJs on that one. I think it turned out really well. So
very good, very good.
Nice. So you guys ready? You've assumed the pole position.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I was hoping
so
it was going to be like a race car sound effect. I got to say, but I'll settle for Eurotrash. Eurotrash will do.
Yeah, hold on. I was thinking that too, Tom. But then I thought, no, he's doing like a stripper pole dance sort of song.
Oh, okay,
you can hear that. Yeah, think of it that way. There you go. We're in a strip club.
Right, let's jump in.
For people listening, when that music hit, a bunch of pole dancers came out behind me as well. It was a whole song and dance. All right, so let's get into the first one. A 2012 survey of over 1,000 American adults showed that 51% of them thought stormy weather affected what? A, sex drive, B, cloud computing, or C, their ability to pray to God.
Ooh,
all right, Tom.
I like the cloud computing guess. That's funny because it's so literal. It's in the cloud.
Hey, it's in the cloud? Oh my god, the stormy weather! I cannot upload my my vacation photos onto the web. I honestly think it could be that. I mean, when Damien first started reading this question, I thought to myself, it's got to be something sexual. Like obviously, like. I feel like Damon's got his head in the gutter. It has to be something sexual. But then he provided us with some extra answers that actually makes a bit of sense.
I would agree with you. I would say that sex drive would be my first guess, but I think I like cloud computing. I think that's so stupid that it just sort of tickles my pickle.
Yeah. So you don't believe there's any Catholics out there who are like, I tried praying to God, but the clouds were intense today. So I guess the big man's getting bad reception. I haven't heard from him all day.
Can't hear me.
I do believe that could be some people. But, you know, we've been praying for over 2,000 years, Damien. I'm pretty sure people know that God ain't listening one way or the other, or they think that God's listening one way or the other. I feel like that 2,000-year-old praying sort of thing is that's what turns me away from that one.
You're saying God has adapted his praying technology to deal with any type of weather.
2,000 years to adapt. 2,000 years to adapt.
Do we want to go with cloud computing?
I definitely want to go with that one.
Let's just do it.
I feel like that's let's do it. Let's live on the wild side, Tom.
Yeah.
Good job, boys. That is cloud computing was it.
Very good.
And then that same survey showed that like 90% of people didn't know what cloud computing was. So that might explain the first thing as well.
Can we just say it's not in a cloud, it's in a warehouse somewhere? If we can explain that to people. It could not be further from the clouds. It's literally undercover in a warehouse.
I recall when cloud computing was first introduced, a lot of people were like, so wait, it's in the sky or something? Like that was a very common answer people were saying. So the fact that, people are dumb.
Is my data safe amongst all that water?
Oh, that's funny. All righty, you boys ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right, so in a 2013 survey in the UK, people were presented with this hypothetical situation. There's a high-speed bus barreling towards you with no signs of slowing down. Your pet dog and blank stand in its path. You can only save one. Which do you choose? Out of 573 people, 40% of them said they would save their dog over what in this scenario? So here is the blank that they were propositioned with. Was it A, a tourist, B, the Prime Minister, or C, their best friend?
Oh, see,
So 40% of people chose to save their dog over one of these options.
over one of these options. So which option? So there's Prime Minister was one.
Yeah.
Tourist
A friend?
and a best friend.
Two. I feel like best friend would be higher than that, surely.
Well, it's saying 40% would choose the dog, so 60% would choose